Hi. All right. Welcome, Cooking-ish with Nicci, and I am going to be cooking sausage and noodles because it's supposed to be pasta night. It's not going to be pasta night, but I'm still going to be eating my noodles, and we'll see if the girls will probably just have quesadillas. It's supposed to be pasta night because we did taco night last night and we're shifting, but the store I went to was out of gluten-free noodles, and I was not about to go all over town just to get pasta when they eat like 3 noodles. So we'll be still cooking this today, and then we'll see how it goes. So basically what I'm cooking today, and I'll show you guys, is going to be, I love this. Oh, I just realized I logged the wrong brand. But that's okay. The brand I logged actually has 50 calories more than this one does. So it's good. Because I pre-logged my food today. I kind of almost went off the rails from minute 1 of the day there, Cecilia. So I ate a bunch of food this morning. Then I had to start pre-logging because I'm eating something different, which is this. And I wasn't really sure how it fits in. So I wanted to pre-log it, and I logged something that had way more calories, so that's good. I'm on point, actually. I'll be just fine. This is called al fresco. It's smoked Andoulli sausage, and it's chicken. So pork is going to carry a lot more fat than chicken, not to mention this is just delicious. It's gluten-free, and they don't add any sugar. So I've been looking for a lot of things. As you'll notice, there are so many foods that add sugar. We eat, you want to show this, our seaweed snacks? So we eat seaweed snacks like they're going out of style. Like I bought these today and they're already almost gone. These are salted, like regular old sea salt, and these are Korean style. And I noticed the Korean style's got like so much added sugar when you shouldn't have added sugar. So you just got to keep looking at their sugar labels. Always look at the sugar labels just to see how it fits in. And then the noodles I'm using are zucchini noodles. So I'm going to toss this on while I get, careful, it's hot, while I get to the questions and then the tip of how to eat within your macros on the fly without logging, or when you decide to stop logging, or when the 6 weeks is over, okay? So I'm going to open this up. I want you to step back just a little bit before I put this in, okay? Because I ran out of spray oil. Something else the store didn't have when I went there. Like, what store doesn't have spray oil? I guess I go at the wrong time. Step back so it doesn't splatter. It did already? It splattered. Okay. Well, I've got the oil heated up already. Oh, you did? Okay. So I've got the oil heated up, and I've got my lid ready just in case it splatters because Cecilia's here. I'm going to dump that in. Oh, not hot enough. So it's going to, I'm just going to let these cook and sizzle. That's not what I want. I want this.
It's not pop a little.
I am going to season it with some regular old house seasoning. I'm using, that's spicy house. You want regular house. I'm using a regular house seasoning, which just means that this is Tiny Little Chef's own seasoning. Oh, I'm going to put it in. Just, it's basically salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic. That's what I use on pretty much everything. It's not coming out. There it is. Is it coming out? Okay. Yes. Then we mix it up a little bit. And then I'm going to put the lid on. Whoa. Bring some out of the pan. All right. Splatter that on there. And then I'll show you the ingredients again at the end.
I'm going to splatter it.
Okay, do a little bit. I'm going to start talking. Perfect. Thank you. That's going to be a really good. All right. So let's get to the tip really quick. So I've got the noodles here in the pan. I am using zucchini noodles. Now they have to soften up a lot. If you want them like al dente, like we eat our pasta al dente, then you don't have to cook them very long. If you want them to soften up and get really noodly, then just cook them a little bit longer. You can even add some water to it, which I will at the end add some water. And the chicken sausage I'm using is Andoulli sausage, and I will slice it up into slices. I'm not a huge fan of sausage because, like, I find things in it and it's just gross. But this brand is not that bad. Do you want to get your sausage out if you can reach it? Try it. We're using some other different sausage for the kids because this one's a little tiny bit spicy because Andoulli sausage is kind of spicy. So the tip about eating on the fly and how do you figure out how to eat, what to eat to fill your macros is basically the tip I was talking about today. Is you want to think about meats that are low in fat and meats that are higher in fat. You kind of want to separate those two. So it should be on the very, oh, you probably can't reach it. It's on top of the eggs. So if you are out and about, let's say it's a fat day. Like, so these have 15 protein and 7 grams of fat. That's not too bad. It's chicken. So I would say turkey. Well, I would say the turkey, fish, chicken, and are lean meats. Deer is lean. Beef, I would say pork is not super, is like medium. Those are fattier, and salmon is fattier. So basically what you're doing is thinking about fat days and carb days. On carb days, you're going to have really lean meat. Just stay as lean as possible. The leanest turkey, like 99%, 93 and 99 is my ideal fat level for chicken or for turkey. You just want to stay lean. On a fat day like today, if you want to have a burger, go ahead and have a burger because it's high in fat. You want to still make sure that it fits within the macros that you've got calculated for you if you're calculating. But when it comes to time to kind of eat a little more freely and things like that, then you don't have to calculate anymore. Just be thinking about the high-fat foods like the meat and things like that. So for the girls, because we're using this for us, I'll have only one since I'm not a huge fan of sausage. And then I'm going to do this one for the girls.
For me and Gia.
Yeah, because they're chicken and apple, still gluten-free, same macros, essentially. They don't care about that, but if you care. And so you just want to make sure that you're eating foods on fat days that are higher in fat and foods that are lower in fat. So on a, if you're traveling or you're out and about or you just didn't plan, or for example, to me, the store didn't have what I needed. It's a high fat day today. I'm having sausage because it's a higher fat. If it were a high fat day, I would have a burger. But I'm only having that one time. So let's say today is a high fat day. And let's say I didn't have anything planned, right? Then I would have a burger because it's high fat. Red meat is a high fat meat. So I would have my burger. I'd have it for lunch or for dinner. But for the rest of the day, I'm sticking to a protein powder, very lean turkey, or chicken, or fish, because they're lean. So you want to have that higher fat meat, sausage, or beef, or salmon one time a day. And then the rest of the day, you have egg whites, or chicken, or something lean. And this is if you're not planning, if you're not, if you're on the fly, if you're traveling, if whatever the situation might be where you're really like, I don't have a plan. High fat day, have one meal of protein that's high fat protein, and the rest of the day you stick like you would on another day. You eat like you would on a higher carb day. You eat lean meats, lean fish, protein powders, things like that. So for example, I got some of the Quest protein powder because I don't have the Devotion with me. I'm going to try the dairy and I'm going to eat it with the digestive enzymes that I got. So I'm going to have that later today because between the egg white, I had ground turkey earlier, like 12 ounces of ground turkey, and I'm going to have this sausage that I'm going to be short protein, but I am way over on my fat. So I'm going to have, because I have avocado with my turkey, which is lean turkey plus avocado plus the sausage, then that means I need to have some lean protein, right? And it's always going to balance out that way. One meal of high-fat protein, the rest of the meals of a lean protein. If you got burgers twice or 3 times, you're going to be over your fats pretty much no matter who you are. So I'm going to be having protein powder, and I'm going to try and make like a baked mug cake in my my air fryer. Let's see how it goes. When I am hungry or when I'm feeling snacky, I like to get creative. It helps me stay on track. It helps me stay not snacking because I'm busy trying to create things. So I'm actually going to try and create a mug cake out of their protein powder, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm going to have to use a little cup, not a mug, because I haven't exchanged my air fryer for a bigger air fryer yet. So the noodles are cooked all the way down. You can see with the seasoning, they're already cooked all the way down. I'm going to take the sausage, and then I slice it up. Oh, I just hit my head. I don't need that, but thank you. And I'm going to slice it on this. So I'm just going to slice it in little rings. Now, this sausage I get is fully cooked. Most sausage I get is fully cooked. I don't know what kind of sausages you get. Like I said, I do not like sausage. My dad calls me a bad Italian for not liking sausage. I have eaten Italian sausage lately. It's not too bad, but I just don't like the little chunky fatty things. I don't know. That's just a personal preference. So I slice it up into little circles, and then it cooks. Now this is fully cooked, so it doesn't matter. I'm really just warming it up now, and then the meal is done. If you're cooking for more than one person, sit back just a little bit, please. If you're cooking for more than one person, you can be really specific, and you can count how many times you slice your sausage. Oh yeah, boop. And then just make sure you eat that many slices, or you just cook the sausage separately and then add it to your noodles. So I've got seasoned noodles here, regular old salt, pepper, and garlic seasoning, and I put in this Andoulli sausage, chicken sausage, sliced up the chicken sausage. I'm going to be eating half of it right now, and then the rest will be for dinner for everybody else, and they will have all of their sausages all cut up, all inside, done. I mean, that was like 5 minutes. That's use this one because that's plastic. It'll melt. So I'm going to turn that down, and that's done. So, hiding. So basically, that was done. I took the zucchini noodles, pre-cut. So here's the deal. I wanted to share with you guys. I looked up. Okay, you guys sit back now. All done. All done. Thank you. We're going to just heat it up. Did you hurt yourself?
No.
All right. All done. Thank you. Okay, so for your guys' information, I did look up zucchini noodles versus butternut squash noodles versus, what's the other one we make noodles out of a lot? Spaghetti squash. Because I used to do spaghetti squash a lot as pasta, and I just didn't get a spaghetti squash from my groceries this time, so I wanted to see which was better. They're all vegetables. They really, truly are all vegetables, but zucchini noodles come out the lowest in carbs. They just have the lowest amount of sugar, natural sugar, which is still good, and they're all healthy. They're all vegetables. I'm not saying don't eat one or the other. I'm just saying when I looked it up for you guys, 100 grams versus 100 grams, the zucchini came out to 3 carbs. Sit back, please. The zucchini came out to 3 carbs, and the the spaghetti squash had like 7. So not terribly horrible for you, not terribly wrong, just a difference and just something to point out. So let me get to these questions, and then we will be done. I'm going to taste this dish, and we'll be done. Can you please sit down on that chair? I'm not going to fall anymore. Please sit down, or I'm going to scoot it back. Thank you. All right, so I had to write them down because I wasn't going to remember them all. All right, so one of the first questions we had was we have breastfeeding, maybe a couple breastfeeding moms out here, and they said if I were not breastfeeding, would my macronutrients be the same? Yes, because I did not calculate your macronutrients based on the 300 to 400 to 500 calorie increase that they suggest, because not everyone needs that. If you are having, like, your body is going to create what it needs to make breast milk and to make nutritious breast milk. It's going to take it right from your body. So if you're feeding your body what you need and you're not losing your milk supply, there's no need to eat 500 extra calories. We just cut 500 extra calories to get you to be losing weight. If you can successfully lose body fat and keep your milk supply, there's no need. That's why I checked in with you. If your milk supply is not doing well, then we increase your water intake first for a couple days. If that doesn't help, then we increase your calories. Please sit down. When you sit down. Thank you. So yes, I did not add anything different to that. I've done that for myself. I've pretty much cut for almost all my competitions I ever did while breastfeeding, every single one of them. One of them started at 6 months postpartum. So, and I never lost my milk supply. I never cut my calories extra low. Want me to cut it open now? Okay. I never cut them extra low because I didn't need to. The very first thing I would have done if I started to need to, you're going to sit down now. You're going to stay seated. Is I would have increased the waters after increasing the calories. So no, your macros would be the same, and that's based on my calculations and knowing you personally and all of that. So, but we would change that if needed, and we're in constant contact. So far you haven't said anything's wrong. Some coaches or nutrition people would probably add that in, but then you're just it's like you don't need it. So, all right, next question. How far off can we be from our numbers? This is a very common question, guys. I have said that the numbers I set for you for your carbs are your upper limit. And I went over that with someone earlier today. They are your upper limit, but you also have to hit all of your macronutrients because it's going to help stop cravings, binging, and low energy if you work out pretty hard like a lot of you guys at these gyms are doing right now. So if you are working out really hard and you are not feeling fatigue or you're recovering fine and you're not having any cravings or the need to binge and you're not hitting your carbs, fine. But if like yesterday was Monday and you didn't hit your carbs and roll around to Tuesday or Wednesday and you're like, oh my gosh, I need all the Cheerios in the world, then you needed to hit your carbs yesterday. And now you got to wait till Thursday. Okay? Don't make up for it. But you know there's a reason why we have your carbs on Monday for when they're there, because Tuesday and Wednesday you're not going to get them, and then Thursday you go back to your regular macronutrients. So the only reason why you have to hit those is because I need you to make sure you're not going to have cravings or low energy. But if you don't have any cravings and you're not binging and you don't have any low energy, and you've done this now for going on almost 3 weeks, then you're fine. You're good to go. How far off can you be? For example, one person asked, if you're over on fat, I assume you want us to be equally under on protein and carbs. And don't do that. That is not true. Because, hey, Rhea, that's not true. Because carbs are worth half the amount of calories that, actually less than half, the calories that fat is worth. So if you're over by 3 grams of fat, you'd have to be down by almost 10 grams of fat. I mean, almost 10 grams of carbs to equal being over 3 grams on fat. And that's just a lot of teeter-tottering and math going on. So basically, don't go over on fat. They're worth more than double of the other 2 macronutrients. It's not an even exchange. That's why there's a lot of math involved. It's not an even exchange. So if you're over on fat, you need to be under by double both of those. And you do not want to be under on your protein because of your muscles. You don't want to lose any muscle. You don't want to be skinny fat. You want to keep the muscle you're earning. And you don't want to be low on carbs because that can create the cravings and low energy for those workouts. So if you are over on fat, you need to be down double on carbs. But try not to be over on fat. And if you are going to be over on anything, make it over on the protein and the carbs just by a couple grams. I like to say 5 grams plus or minus. That's always how it's always been for me. Plus or minus by 5 is not too bad. You hit 10 over on things and you're jumping into, like a pound a week that you're not losing or that you're gaining if you do that regularly, because it's all cumulative. Like you don't wake up tomorrow and say, oh, those don't count. They're still there for at least the next 7 days. So you can be over by 5 or so. That's about it. Because like I've said, and like I want to reassure you, and we'll get to this on your Thursday video in the portal, but you're not doing this forever. You're doing this to hit some fat loss goals. It doesn't last forever. It lasts for a few weeks. That's it. That's all you're doing is for just a few weeks. Then you go eating the same cycle, but you're not calculating everything all the time. You are naturally going to go up and you're naturally going to be over. But you need to get your body trained, your belly trained, your mindset trained for what we're doing. So that way when you do stop, you're not way over and binging. You're actually eating at that maintenance level naturally. And you can train yourself to be there no matter who you are and where you've been eating. You could be a yo-yo dieter for 20 years. You can still train yourself to eat at maintenance. It just takes some time. And that's what we're doing. That's what I do here, is help you figure out how to maintain. Because maintenance is happiness. Losing is not that happy. It's kind of sad. But you got to lose to get healthy and to get there. Okay? So don't be over. Point being, don't be over by too much, because they will all add up and then you'll be over and you're going to put on the pounds, or you're going to at least maintain and not lose those pounds. So never be over on fat. You can't be over on the others by 5 pounds or so, or 5 grams or so, but that's it. And it's not an even exchange for math. My goodness. It's not an even exchange for protein, carbs, and fat. They're worth different amounts of calories, okay? So hitting those numbers are so important. It helped my 3 o'clock. Yes! Thank you, Rhea. Thank you. It really does. And so many people have emailed me and said like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so different. And I love that. Like, it's true. Doesn't mean it's not going to come back, but it does really help you get there and move on. Yeah. So, well, we can do some shows together. Rhea's my cousin, so she finally hopped on board, right? So that's done. Let's see. Other question was snacks for time of the month. We do have some men in here, but you're going to have to hear this because you probably have a wife or a female in your life, and the time of the month is for real. So snacks for time of the month depends what you crave. I know that I am about to have some cravings because I'm like, oh, I could have some chocolate protein powder. I know that sounds crazy, but, or I can have a couple chocolate chips. I don't like chocolate. That's not really my thing. But if I do reach for some chocolate, I know, oh, must be that. Mostly it's salt. I say it over and over again. Salt, 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 salt is my thing. So the best way to do that is your branch chains. Let me grab this. I've been drinking on these a crazy ton these last couple days because I have not been recovering very well. Like literally my legs have not been working. It's because I hate running and I've been running. So this will help with cravings. There is actual scientific proof that branched chain amino acids and dark chocolate combined, eaten together, can crush sugar cravings. So I've done that. I get this dairy-free dark chocolate chips, and I'll have that, like a little, a few of them with sipping on branched chains, and it kind of works. But at the same time, I'm not a chocolate fiend, so that would crush any craving I have anyways. But there are studies that say you can do that, and it does work. I think it's the leucine and the chocolate combined. There's some enzymes in the dark chocolate and the leucine, which is one of the branched chains, together help crush cravings. So you can. And you can drink this because it's sweet and it's got some of the amino acids in there that really do help with cravings. So if you're looking for that, like to get rid of them and to change your mindset about them, I would drink something like amino acids. Have some dark chocolate. Dark chocolate's not going to kill you. It's really just mostly fat and a couple carbs. You can calculate that in there. Like there's nothing wrong with it. But don't do milk chocolate. I mean, milk chocolate's not going to crush your craving anyway. I mean, let's be honest. Most people can eat an entire bar of milk chocolate and you can eat like a square or two of dark chocolate. So if you're really having a true craving, have some dark chocolate. I mean, don't deprive yourself because what that's going to do is make you crave something crazy later and then just go off on it. So yeah, so that's my only suggestion for cravings is the branch chains. Drink your water. Find a tea. I use sweet tea, and I'm not talking like Southern Missouri sweet tea. I'm talking pomegranate green tea, sweet flavored, or some sort of tea that you can sip on, extra water, like all that kind of stuff. So that's basically what I'm suggesting for you to do. Let's see, hitting macros, but calories are under. Okay, so you're hitting your macronutrients, but your calories are still under. Well, that means that there's a discrepancy in some of the stuff you're logging. Your calories come from your macronutrients. The calories in each of the macros equal the total calories that I use to calculate those macronutrients. I take your total calories and to divide them up into the macronutrients that you need to have. So they are one and the same. It's just a different balance. Rather than having like 2,000 calories come from fat, we're having a various amount of those total calories come from the different macronutrients. So if there's a discrepancy there, it's because either MyFitnessPal is rounding up or rounding down on the macronutrient so that the total calorie is going to be off, or someone who has entered that item has entered it incorrectly, which is why we usually go by macros, because if someone has entered the macros or the company's entered the macros, those are going to be correct, and the total calories may not actually add up. Let's say you've got 15 protein and 2 carbs and 7 fat in something, but it's actually that we're not seeing, but it truly is like 7.2, 2.5, and 15.9. You're actually logging 15, 2, and 7, but it's going to be calculating in the math that they do behind the scenes. It's going to be calculating 16, 2, and 7.5 or 8. So those are going to equal extra, and that 8 equals more than just 1. It's going to equal probably 16. So it's just rounding up or rounding down, and MyFitnessPal does not always round up or round down uniformly. It might round up, it might round down, you don't know. So you go by your macros and know that when you're eating your macronutrients to their allotted amount, you are going to get the calories that you need. Okay, that's why eating to the macros are so much better. That is why MyFitnessPal works for a period of time, but not forever. Because eating to the total calories is not good enough. You have to have the right balance of macronutrients, but also when you're eating those total calories, you're not really eating that exact amount of calories because the macros are probably going to be off. So those are the 2 reasons why. Someone entered it wrong, or it's rounding up or down. So just check out your macros. As long as you hit your macros, you're going to be just fine. If you're not coming close, then is there something wrong with, then it's oh yeah, so the second person had the same question about I'm hitting my macros, but the calories are off. Same thing. Basically, there is something wrong with the way it's either being calculated within MyFitnessPal, or maybe we have your calories set just enough that the macros that they have, because if you're not paying for it, right, you're doing it by percentage. It shows you the grams, but they only allow you to adjust it by percentage, and we're getting close enough, right? We're getting close enough to what I've given you. So if you're close enough, then you're also going to be close enough to your overall calories, okay? So that's why you're probably not hitting exactly where it should be, or exactly at those calories. So that was all the questions I had. Let me see. I'm going to show you guys, for you guys that just came in. It's all done. I use a house seasoning, and this is just for me. I have more noodles I can do for the rest of the family. Let's see. That's good. Andoulli sausage. That's good. All done. That was delicious. That literally took me 5 minutes, and the rest of this video was all question and answer. So we are all finished here. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them up in the comments. If you're just logging in, go back and watch the entire replay. It'll be up. And watch it over and over again. If you need the recipe is simple. I'll show you one last time. Al fresco Andoulli sausage. It is spicy, so for my girls, we are switching it to apple, chicken apple. They're both chicken sausages. This one is Idell's. This one is al fresco. It's different. Both chicken sausage, both gluten-free, both have no sugar added. And then I've got zucchini noodles and seasoning, and that's it. Literally, this is what I did. Noodles, sausage, seasoning. I let the noodles cook in a little bit of oil, and they got really creamy. The oil makes the zucchini noodles actually creamy versus al dente and crispy. And that's really awesome. And then it's tasty. Sausage in there. You can cut your sausage up separately if you need to know exactly how much sausage you're eating, and then everyone else gets their own sausage and noodles. All done. Have a wonderful day. If you have questions, let me know. Bye.